I'm gonna give it to you like this because this is what I need from me right now, and I need you to receive it in this way from me in this now. You see this burn right here? I had a homie who was living down the road from me, and he messaged me. He goes, yo, JoJo, like, be careful, you know, don't burn yourself. Like, had a dream you burnt yourself. And I'm not kidding you. Like, the day before I had burnt myself, and the day before that I just burnt myself like 3 days in a row, because I'd be starting fires and stuff. For whatever reason, I burnt myself on multiple occasions. This cat messages me, and he's like, yo, don't burn yourself. So I'm just sharing that because I see it in the camera. So kitty. But yeah, I am here to say that I want to talk about love a little bit. You make sacrifices for love. You do things that you know perhaps you shouldn't do, or that you don't necessarily want to do for the sake of love. And there is a line, there is a boundary that you create, and perhaps that has already been created for us, wherein which you are not operating in love. You are operating in fear. And often when we seek to develop ourselves, we seek to be better versions of ourselves, we are met with this boundary, or we are met with an opportunity to create this line for ourselves. Although it may be apparent, or although you know deeply within yourself what that might look like, actually drawing the line, abiding by the boundary, in a world in which most people are not, or in a world that you may be living in where the people who are reflecting you are reflecting parts of you that you seek to let go of. So you're dissolving, you're surrendering to something that's unknown. You're surrendering to the new you, we'll say. And this is something that, it's a cycle, you know, like you go through this so many times in life where you have to understand that not everybody is where you're at. Not everybody's seeking what you're seeking. And you got to make that decision for yourself. So what can you do to really be able to navigate that, to make those distinctions for yourself, and to not be, there's a word for it. Don't compromise yourself, right? Like, don't be compromising in places you don't got no business compromising, right? So that takes a lot of understanding of yourself. That takes self-reflection. There's no ends to the depths in which you can reflect within yourself as to what your vision is, as to what you truly want for yourself, long-term, short-term, all that. But knowing what it is that you wish to express in this physical reality, knowing what is your true heart's desire, devoid of, you know, what other people think, and also devoid of this tendency that perhaps you have attuned yourself to after many, many years of pleasing people, of doing things not for the sake of honoring your love, your boundary, and the love that is, or what you see for yourself, as much as it was to just operate based on the framework of what you've been taught love to be, or what other people want love to be for you, so that they're validated. You can know inherently that something is right or wrong for you. And I think it's, on some level, it's honorable. It's of a respectable character, an honorable character, to, sometimes I just be like, wow, but character to truly show up for somebody, even when it's at the expense of your own, like, beliefs or whatever. You gotta choose the ones wisely that you do that for, truly. Like, you gotta be wise in that selection.
I want to do the stomach.
How cute is this baby? She's like seriously resting in my arm. Hey, little baby. But anyways, how can we make that distinction? Like I said, first things first, know what you want, know who you are. Take the time for yourself to sit in silence, like I've said to you guys so many times before. Take the time to understand. And I like to operate from the framework of no limitation. You don't need to impose a limitation onto yourself. Like, think big, think wide, think far, think into the vastness of your inner cauldron of infinitude. So I'm so serious. And then from there, like, have some really clear defining characteristics, character traits that you honor, that you abide by, that you care for.
That's okay, child.
That you respect. Non-negotiables for yourself as far as the way that you express your love, what your love represents, and how you're choosing to express that to the world. Like, what is your values? For example, for me, I'm all about sustainability. I care for this planet, and I see very clearly that as much change as people want to make, like positive change and things that we're willing to do to be good to ourselves, we can have city cleaners and ocean cleaners all we want, but if we continue to create the waste, then the problem is not being solved, right? So I seek to make the changes within myself as to remedy this. And I'm very hard on myself. And people will say, well, give yourself grace, be kind to yourself. And there's very little room. There's a small room for error in this respect when we look at the world at large. Simultaneously, there is also much hope, because this planet is designed by the creator of all creations to sustain itself. One strawberry has many strawberries. One watermelon has many watermelons. There's infinite well springs of water that flow deep beneath the earth, and yet we continue to put our faith in companies that bottle it and tell us this, that, and the third. And we're not going to go too deep into that. But the truth is that there is no scarcity of water if you are to look at the source, at the true source. Right? But we cannot continue to turn a blind eye to what is polluting that water. Right? And you pollute yourself when you invest in things that are not worthwhile. I'm not perfect, right? Hard on myself. But even the littlest change makes such a big difference if we all do it together. And when you think about the blessings that are bestowed upon you, or at least for myself, I've witnessed like real life blessings come in real time after making a single decision. Because that's my belief. I truly believe that if you make a positive choice with loving compassion in your heart and genuine care in your heart, you make a decision so as to make the world a better place, so as to uplift yourself, your character, uplift your brothers, your sisters, your family, whoever, that you will be blessed, whether you're blessed physically with a tangible thing or not. And that's more than enough for me. So, it's just cause. It's a reason to consider like making those choices, and to realize that there's a compound effect to that. These things will build, and maybe you won't receive from that small act right away, but perhaps right when you need it the most, it will come to you. So when you have people who tell you, oh, well, it's not a big deal, or, you should just drink this, or you should do this, or you should do that, or even if it's like an emotional card that's being played on you, where it's like, oh, you don't love me because this, or like, you don't care about me because of that, right? That's where you want to start to refer back to that moment of inquiry that you gave to yourself and say, hey, well, you know, I have these things kind of set in stone for myself. They make sense. And you take your time with it, you know. You don't have to like make 10 rules in one day, and then, you know, just trial and error over time. Observe how these serve you, how they don't. Make corrections. And as you do this, you will have interactions. You will be met with reflections who will challenge you on the journey towards actualizing yourself, or on the journey towards being a better version of yourself, or just embodying those qualities that you truly wish to embody in this life.
She's back! Ah!
So, you know, it's been about 2 weeks since I've posted. And like when I post, I'm very intentional. Like, I don't just make a video and like do nothing, you know. And I've been going through a lot of changes. Like right now has been some of the most transformative times of my life. And this has required my attention on even like subtler levels that I don't understand. So because of that, you know, I could say it's my limiting belief, or I could say that it's my honoring of myself and my current position of like what I want and what I need. It's up to me to be completely honest, right? It's kind of a blend of both, because like I said, I'm hard on myself. Like in my mind, I'm like, you have to do this, you have to do this. But is this thought coming from me? This is the question I want you to ask yourself. Does this thought stem from the center of my heart? Or does this belief stem from some way of being that is not only contrary to what I feel genuinely is my respectable and honorable way of being and operating within my character, but also from something that I wish and I see very clearly will be able to come into the future that we are co-creating. All things considered, and I've expressed where my heart is at. This earth is requiring of us massive change. It'll either change it'll change on all fronts, but like if there's an imbalance, then there's going to be that compromise that we don't want to experience. Is it going to be compromised through ourselves, our own expression of ourselves, and therefore our children, and the way they feel in their physical bodies as they are birthed onto this earth, for the better or for the worse? Or is it going to be expressed through our conscious decisions and the way we interact with the actual physical earth? I'm aware of all of that, and I seek to be thorough in all respects. I don't expect anybody to be perfect, but I am honoring the positions. And I am supremely grateful for your attention and all the decisions that you make for yourself, for the better, for the worse, because ultimately I know that even if I'm not agreeing with something, that I have faith in the Most High. I have faith in my heart. I have faith in myself, and I have faith in those who are true. And I can sense it. It's like an understanding. I feel it. So I'm very grateful. And I want to show you this cat again. She's so cute. Look how cute. So that's that. And I really appreciate you guys and your patience. If y'all have been like wanting to see me post a video, here it is. And I am absolutely delighted to share my heart with you in this way. Peace.